and college is about to change. This week, let's talk about two super disrupting innovations that should take us about 2 hours each and compress that into under 5 minutes. Yes, let's talk about both NFTs and streaming, two huge concepts in a short video. Now, these two areas are going to disrupt a lot of different industries, anywhere from travel to arts to pro sports and entertainment. But for the sake of this video, and in order to get these concepts down to a very succinct, under 5 minute video, let's look how these two industries can disrupt something we're all very used to, college. And college is about to change. First, Zoom classes wasn't some sort of band-aid for COVID that we're going to just forget about and never use ever again. Listen, there's a lot of things I've changed in this last year of COVID using technology that I'm never going back to the old ways. Do you think every person who wants an education wants to go back? And what works for you doesn't work for someone else. At the end of the day, the key is options and customizable. How can you get the best education based on how you learn, your geographic location, your accessibility to technology, and how you maintain that information long scale? And this idea of some students in the classroom, some students online is scalable. And now you say, okay, I get that, but I've been in Zoom classes that weren't so great. Absolutely. Just like I've had some classes that were in person that weren't so great. If we have the best technology and we've learned from what's worked and what hasn't worked, we can build off that hybrid approach that works really well for both on-ground and online populations at the same time. And think you're no longer geographically locked to what education you have available to you. Perhaps there is a well-renowned sports entertainment professor that is on the East Coast. They are the best. Well, now you can take that person's class from Ohio or St. Louis. And leaning into technology and streaming allows you to be more fluid and build more lasting relationships with more amount of your fellow students in the classroom. No longer is who did you choose to sit by on day one of the class and you're going to know the 4 or 5 people around you. Now it opens up that possibility for you to network and get to know more of those fellow students. Still not sure how streaming will affect the college experience? Check out resources like Twitch, Discord, YouTube Live. I've leaned into those platforms, what has worked really well for engaging large populations of students on those platforms at a very high level. I've used that in my classroom. I've learned strategies in chess from a Twitch channel that I watched a while, and I felt engaged as a student in this chess Twitch program, and there was just one host somewhere in the world. A program that I'm a big fan of leaning into this streaming resource is Streamlabs. I'm using Streamlabs for my classroom, but let's say for any industry, you're looking at leaning into this kind of streaming platform. Check out Streamlabs, check out Twitch. Discord just was bought for $10 million by Microsoft. It's a movement. And the second area to talk about is NFTs, non-fungible tokens. These are things like if you've ever bought a piece of clothing for a video game character, basically the entire business side of Fortnite is buying different outfits and skins for your character. Those are NFTs. An NFT is something that's not physical, that you can touch or smell. It lives entirely digital, but it holds some sort of value. For example, your college diploma can live on blockchain, where you don't need a physical piece of paper to show that you've graduated from college. You get that via blockchain or an NFT, something that's worth of value, but it's only available that digital side. Why couldn't literally every single class be the exact same way? That when you pass a class, you now have ownership of that experience. That can be shared with you via an NFT, something digital that you can share, you can see, you can put on LinkedIn, you can share with an employer to prove your education. And these NFTs can make a large impact on the college experience. Think of professional readiness, think of student life, think of even the tuition model can change using blockchain and micro-credentialed NFTs. And that's just an example of streaming and NFTs making a huge disruptive change in just college, just making it super simple for the sake of this video. Now expand upon that literally every industry. Now, what do you think? Let me know in the comments in this video, which area do you think is going to be most disruptive? Do you think streaming, this kind of video game-esque, Twitch-esque of streaming, or do you think NFTs will be more disruptive, whether that be college or pro sports or entertainment or art, etc.? Which one do you think will have the largest impact in changing current industries? Last week's video was about new apps and social and digital media, and Maddie has the comment of the week. It seems a lot of apps are more features that larger companies are taking and using for their own platform. Clubhouse, Fiverr, Cameo, etc. are where Facebook and Instagram are getting their ideas from. All right, next week's video is going to be a good one. I'm going to be physically in Disney World, and I'll be shooting a video about what persuasive techniques Disney World is using to psychologically make you feel like you're the most magical place in the entire world. We'll see you next week.